Guys, Smelling Roses here. Today we're in one of my favorite areas of Virginia. This is the Mount Pleasant National Scenic Area located in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Amherst County. We're going to be hiking the Henry Lanum Trail. It's about a 5.5 mile loop that will take us up to the summit of Mount Pleasant, a little over 4,000 feet. And it will also take us over the summit of nearby Pompey Mountain. We're getting a very late start in the day. It's already after 5 p.m. So we're going to do it as a quick overnight. I have done this trail a couple of times before, but it's been about 5 years since I was last on this trail. There was no one else at the trailhead, so it seems like we have the mountain to ourselves. We are in very early October. And as you can see, fall is already well underway here. Some very nice yellows and a few reds. But this area probably will not experience the peak color for another week or two. The Mount Pleasant area contains some of the prettiest woods that I know of in Virginia. Really beautiful forest up in this area. Very open, clean forest with a lot of ferns in the undergrowth. A lot of interesting rock formations. And there are some open meadows up on the balds that you guys have seen in some of my other videos. In 2016, there was a wildfire in the area. And although the fire was not severe, you can still see the evidence from the fire. The Mount Pleasant fire burned tens of thousands of acres here in the area, and all the trails were closed for a couple of weeks, including the Appalachian Trail. Sorry guys, the sun glare is going to ruin your view here, but this exposed rock has given us our first decent view of the day. Right there's Bald Knob, and this is Coal Mountain. There in that direction. The Appalachian Trail crosses the summits of both of those mountains. Lots of cool rocks up on Mount Pleasant. Continuing to climb the mountain, but not much further now to the saddle. Alright guys, you can see the trail is leveled out and we have crested the ridgeline here. I recall some campsites just below the summit, and we've got very calm weather today, so should be pretty pleasant to camp up there closer to the summit. In fact, here's our trail sign, 0.5 to the summit. So this way to continue to the summit, and in the morning we will continue in this direction to complete the loop. Well, not much real estate up here guys, but this will do. Alright, home sweet home for the night. It's almost sunset time. Let's go check out the view from the western overlook. Alright guys, to get up on the rock outcrop we got to make about a 7 or 8 foot climb. So I'll get up there and then show you the awesome view. See the sun just about to set, maybe 10 or 15 more minutes. Love this view. Alright guys, it's still pretty early. It's only about 7:15, but of course this time of year it gets dark early. I got up to the top of the mountain and quickly set up my tent, and then went over to the overlook for the sunset. But now I got to spend a little time and get camp organized and get my sleep system set up. and just hang out and relax for a little while. Probably will not shoot any more video this evening. Alright guys, night hike time. Gonna head back over to the western overlook. I know you guys won't see much in the video, but great view of the lights back towards Amherst and Lynchburg. And we may get a glimpse of the moon as well. End of the trail, I should say so. Just beyond these rocks is the cliff. Pretty long fall. Definitely have to pay close attention to the edge of the rocks here because that's a long drop. Alright, I know it's too dark for you guys, but awesome view here. Guys, I wish you could see what I'm seeing right now. There's just enough moonlight that I can make out all the ridges of the surrounding mountains. They have different shades of gray and black. The moon is back behind Mount Pleasant, and the summit of the mountain is casting a shadow down below from the moonlight. Just amazing. Beautiful temperatures, slight cool breeze. I've just been sitting up here in the dark for a while. I think I'm going to enjoy it a little bit longer and then head back to camp for the night. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good night, everybody. Good morning, guys. Smelling Roses here. Day 2. Waking up here at the summit of Mount Pleasant, 4,071 feet above sea level. And I've already started breaking down camp, but before we pack up and get back on the trail, I'm going to walk back over to the west overlook, take another glimpse of the view from there. Alright guys, it's windy out here on the rocks. The wind blew all last night, but check out this beautiful view this morning. Awesome. This is what it's all about. Okay guys, so from here we will head back to camp and finish packing up. Then I'll take you guys over to the east side of the Mount Pleasant summit. And from there we will descend from the summit back down to the saddle, get back on the Henry Lanum trail, which will take us over the summit of Pompey Mountain. That will be the most challenging part of the hike today, this climb here from the saddle up to Pompey, which is also around 4,000 feet in elevation at the summit. We'll descend the other side of Pompey and continue along that ridge there before descending back down to the parking, which is in a gap right over there. First, we're going to hike this short spur trail over to the east overlook. Excellent view there, south and east, looking out onto the Piedmont, the western Piedmont of Virginia. Alright guys, you can see the wind is still blowing a cloud over the mountain at the moment. Very difficult to see much. We'll give it a few minutes and see if the cloud lifts. Weather is always unpredictable up here at these elevations. The wind is still really intense, but the cloud is temporarily cleared out. So as far as the view, this is about as good as we're gonna get this morning. Definitely an awesome overlook. Awesome rocks down there. So you can see we have descended off of the summit of Mount Pleasant and we've arrived back to the gap. And this is the end of the little spur trail that takes you up to the summit. So yesterday evening we came up the mountain through there, but we're going to go ahead and complete the loop by continuing in this direction, back on the Henry Lanum Memorial Trail. So that's looking back down towards the saddle. We have started the most challenging part of today's hike, which is the climb from the saddle up to the summit of Pompey Mountain. It's not a very long distance, but what makes it challenging is that the trail basically just goes straight up the mountain with not many switchbacks. All right, guys. It would not be a Smelling Roses video if we didn't go off trail. Just coming up the mountain and I noticed quite a few really interesting rock formations out in this area. So came to have a look. All right, back to the trail. Okay, guys. Surprise, surprise, but we are off trail once again. The Henry Lanum Trail does not actually pass over the exact high point of Pompey Mountain, but it's just up there, not far from the trail, so I think we'll walk up there and have a look at the summit. Okay, guys, welcome to the high point of Pompey Mountain. I don't recall the exact elevation here, but it is over 4,000 feet. And in fact, I believe it's a few feet higher than Mount Pleasant, where we camped last night. But no views from the summit of Pompey, but we can say we were here. So I'm just below the summit of Pompey now, and there was this slight opening in the trees with an excellent view to the north. That knob dead ahead is Main Top Mountain. And I don't think you guys can make it out in the video, maybe if the sun would hit it. But just to the right of the summit of Main Top is huge rock formation called Spur Rock. Another very awesome spot here in Virginia's Blue Ridge Mountains. So we're once again back on the trail. And there will be some ups and downs as we cross the next ridge. But from here near the summit of Pompey, it's mostly downhill back to the trailhead, and probably just a couple of miles and we'll be done. It's a long, steep descent off of the northwest side of Pompey Mountain. Just beautiful out here, guys. I love this forest here in the Mount Pleasant Scenic area. And you can see we basically made it down Pompey Mountain, and we're in a small gap here. And pretty soon we're going to head up that next ridge there, and that will lead us on into the trailhead parking. Okay guys, so not much further now back to the trailhead. Thanks so much for coming along on this quick overnight adventure. I really appreciate all your views, comments, and just your general support of my channel. It really means a lot, guys. Thanks a lot. And as always, I'll see you on the trail. I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's cheeseburger time.